Hello. So I hopped on to start because Alex Stambler asks if everyone is here, why no rewatchington? So that's the first official question of this Cinephobe mailbag. Everyone is here, supposed to be here. And the reason no rewatchington is because Amin is still in Vegas for the NBA Cup. And so he couldn't do later. He said he could do now. He wanted to do earlier, but Zach's on the radio until 3. So now it's me sitting here killing time until somebody shows up. No, Crown Vic, he's not still recording Oddball. I have confirmation that that is over because I recorded Illuminati with him. But yes, Mark, that's what I just said. No rewatchington, Vegas Cup. He's in Vegas. 2 more cups, I'll cup. Exactly right. Gadal Kaiser says, be careful. He'll whine about you whining and then do his Dr. Freeze impersonation or some shit. I don't have to be careful. And who knows? Who knows? He's going to have an excuse, and that's what he'll whine about, is the excuse for why he's not here at the time. He said, otherwise we would have just started at 3. He wanted to start early. So that's why I'm here right now. So it's fun. There's an ad playing Misty. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Gotcha with the ads, Mark. Awesome. One more reason to hate the stupid cup. What are you talking about? It's the greatest. Crown Vic. Yeah, I can handle that. The Emirates NBA Cup is the greatest thing that's ever happened, and the winner of that is super important, and we're all excited for it. So don't do that. Crown Vic. Mayes, did you get the tornado warning? Yes, I did. So, as you heard on the mailbag last week, tsunami warning didn't really happen. This week, Saturday morning at 5:50 a.m., tornado warning. They are 0 for 2, and now we are in serious boy who cried wolf territory. It's the tornado thing. It was very stormy. There was lots of winds. Yes, there was allegedly supposed to be a tornado in San Francisco. I mean, we got a warning at 5:55 a.m. And there ended up being a tornado in Scotts Valley, which is about 50 miles south, about 9 hours after they said that it was going to happen in San Francisco at 6 a.m. So what are we doing? How are we not better at locating these intense weather events? Why aren't weather events? Why can't we predict them better? Why is it that they're off by 9 hours and 50 miles? Why are they blowing me up with a 5:55 emergency alert wake up? I don't know, man. It just keeps happening. I mean,
this is what my man Dr. Paul tried to warn you guys against. You guys were all rooting for the man who didn't want to use science. He just wanted to use his gut to put the town on alert.
So the tornado did happen. It's okay, Crown Vic. I survived. You don't have to worry about me. This is the second time I've looked at my phone and said, oh, for fuck's sake, and continued about my business. And in this case, my business was sleeping.
Nice.
Steven Sanchez. Yes, this was Mayes talking this entire time. This was Mayes talking. Now this is Amin talking coming up.
Yeah. There's a question in there. I know this is supposed to be a Cinephobe thing. Someone asked about Rule of 2, which we've gotten a lot of questions about. We are going to do it at the end of Skeleton Crew. We're not going to do week by week. It's a tough time of year for both Mayes and I. And so we're just going to wait till the end of the season, and then we're going to have one nice recap. Here's a spoiler. So far through 3 episodes, I love it. It's the best thing since Andor. So there you have it.
Yeah, I caught up this weekend, and I'm enjoying it. I was pleasantly surprised, I would say, but it's got a nice little formula that they've got going, with the Spielberg, E.T., Stranger Things cast, and they actually seem to have nailed it with all the kids. Do you know, because I haven't looked into this at all, I mean, do you know if Neil is being played by a child that they put green screen mask on, or is it a little person, or is it all digital, or what's the deal there?
Well, I think that's something that we can discover right now. Neil
Skeleton Crew. The Elephant
Actor.
Child. Is it the
I
Elephant
am not
Child?
a man. All right. Oh, is the voice? The voice is Robert Timothy Smith, but who is the person who actually plays? That's a good question.
Great question.
You know what? Here's the thing. I don't want to make promises that I can't keep, but I think we can get Jaleel White on.
Wow. Yeah. It was funny to see him as one of the pirates.
Casey Barrowman is the performance artist, they call it. Casey Barrowman. Casey
Barrowman.
Barrowman, actress.
It's a
little person.
It looks like a little person, yes.
Yep.
Because she was in The Way of Water. She was in 2012 and 2009.
2012.
So she was in Surviving Christmas as an Elf in 2004. There you go.
So repeat offender.
We didn't do Surviving Christmas.
Oh, Four Christmases is the one that we did. I'm sorry. Which one's Surviving Christmas?
She did. She was in Van Helsing. So she. Oh, actually, and she was in Tiptoes. So there you go. She is a repeat offender after all. And How High.
She was a little person.
And Van Helsing. She's in.
Surviving Christmas. Definitely future Cinephobe. Holy crap. 8%. Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini and Christina Applegate and Catherine O'Hara. How did they drop the ball? What a cast. Jesus Christ.
Andrew Daniels says he got his Ope shirt the other week, and it is the greatest t-shirt of all time. It is a pretty damn good shirt. Check out the merch store if you haven't already. I'll drop that link in the comments right now. But that was Mark Ordner's crowning achievement on the year, was the Ope Panther merch. But yeah, I think the Skeleton Crew setup was really good. The way they've ended each episode has left me wanting more for sure. And it's a classic pirate tale, but also a coming of age story. And I love the idea that they're from a planet that has been hidden.
Love that. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, this is how much I'm enjoying it. No notes. No notes. That's how good it is. I have 0 notes. The story is good. The acting is good, which Mayes. We've struggled with child actors before, but these kids are acting their ass off. And then the cast of adults, man. My man Jude Law. He's playing it to part. I have 0 notes. It's a great show. If you love Star Wars, it's it's worth giving it a shot.
And with all the parents working on the great work, it made me think of Don't Worry, Darling.
Yes.
How they're all out in the desert and everything seems great and everybody goes to work and works all day and we don't know what they're doing and maybe there's something a little worse, a little more sinister underneath. We do need a glossary update. We do need a Cinephobe update. All true.
So the glossary update, that's interesting because I've thought about this a lot, but we're so deep in it, and maybe the listeners are too deep in it too, Mayes. But it's like, what are the new terms? Like, it's hard for me to figure out what are some of the things. Like what are some of the new things that need a definition? Is Sean Astin new?
Yeah, that would definitely qualify. I think saying Sean Astin.
I would love, what I would love for you guys who are in the chat and whoever is listening to this afterwards. Send us a list. Send us the stuff like, I don't get what is this? Now, some of that shit we have already defined. You just got to either go back and listen to the glossary episode, or Maze, I think you put it in a spreadsheet, didn't you?
Yep.
That you made public. So some of that stuff is there. But if there's stuff that we have not defined or is new since the glossary update, I would love to know. Oh, cliches.
Yep, that's a good one. Quick explanation right there. So it's what Amin thought the lyrics to Buy You a Drink were.
Yep.
But something that was, I believe, in the glossary and that still confounds people to this day. Joseph Big Henry asks, can someone please explain Cobra formula to me? How would you do that, Amin?
I would say listen to the glossary episode, and that's the answer. I'm sure people don't want to hear, but like that's why we made those glossary episodes. They exist so that you can be like, I don't get what the hell you guys are talking about, and go explain it and with examples and everything. I would just say Cobra formula is when you say something that's designed to elicit a response that's going to be a question seeking further information, and then that's when you drop the other part. It would be like this. So Maze, I don't even know how to do it.
I would say that the key thing is the first sentence being something very vague and not clear. So, geez, Zach, huh?
Well, what happened to Zach?
Zach's not here yet because he's recording radio. So it's like instead of just saying that off the rip, instead of saying, hey, Amin, Zach's not here because he's recording radio, you bait the hook, you get him interested, you say, oh man, it's crazy about Zach. Yeah. What? I must know. I need to know.
And this is, someone put it in the chat. It's an excellent real life example was during the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight when Roy Jones kept saying, I don't like his legs. And nobody asked the follow up of like, what's wrong with his legs? So they go, well, his legs are da da da. So he just kept saying, I don't like his legs because he was trying to bait the Cobra formula so that he could just explain, as opposed to just telling us, I don't like his legs because XYZ.
Bingo said, which episode is Maze's stripper voice on? I've heard it a few times, but can't find it somehow. That's Blank Man. That's an easy one. The Blank Man episode. You got to go pretty far into it. I want to say at least like an hour and a half into it is when Amin is talking about strip club days in Atlanta. And then that comes up because Zach wanted to role play. Bonk's Adventure wishes there was an Unwatchington after Feliz Navidad.
Good point.
Feliz Navi.
There it is.
An Unwatchington. That's called a Forget Me Now.
Yeah.
That's something else. Something else entirely. Amin, I have a surprise for you.
Yes.
A little while back, you threw up a request to the Discord of them to alter the score of a certain movie.
Oh.
And guess what is now down to 40% on the audience score?
Oh, shit.
That is Shaft.
Can,
the point
can we
where
lock in?
You can lock it in right now, yeah. Unless, I doubt it'll change, but we've all seen it. It happened. And this is from Pollock Without a Future. He says, did Amin enjoy the shaft I gave him?
Well, thank you, Pollock Without a Future, for shafting me. Disclosure, that happened with Disclosure. We got him to vote it down, and it qualified. And then we did the show. We did the episode, and then, like right after we did the episode, it went back up again.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if
this
they
is held.
validated.
This is held for like a week or two, so I think we're good. Also, I think Pollock Without a Future has figured out a way around that. But yeah, that was such a wild when they rejected the Disclosure reviews. Like they actually spent any time reviewing any of this shit. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. This is a great Cinephobe movie. We'll get to it. I guess that's a giveaway. You guys will know the first opportunity I get to pick this, I'm picking it. There was a question, Mays, I saw about someone was asking when we're going to bring Neri back as a guest. Do we reveal the guest strategy at this point, or we just let them find out on their own?
I mean, I don't think we need to reveal the guest strategy, but we would like to have him back for sure.
Yes, he's absolutely.
We are trying to have more guests in 2025, if that's what you mean by the guest strategy. So we are going to aim for that. And Neri was a great guest and really got the show. And we're looking forward to bringing him back. There was another question here that Carlos Deligianidis asked, is the daisy chain going to continue, or are you guys wanting to change it up sometime next year? So episode 250, which is the one after Feliz Navidad, is a very special episode for us because we like even milestone achievements. So 250 episodes feels like a big achievement. So we are rebooting the daisy chain. 250 will be a standalone, and then following that there will be the same type of daisy chain, but it is reset. And technically the daisy chain this whole time has been, if you want to do an actor or director, you can. We haven't had to yet. We've been good at finding more creative daisy chains, so that'll continue going forward. Death Race 2008. Is that on your list? Is that on your list, Amin?
Not on my list, no. But I got to update my list because I got to add Shaft now. Shaft has not been on the list before, but
Death Race is at 41.
41 and 60, so sadly does not qualify.
Squeaks out of the zone. We had another question in the Discord that was asking, if a movie is not on Rotten Tomatoes, does it qualify?
Not even listed?
Not even listed.
We've tried to we stay away from those, right? Because come on.
A movie called Venom. It's 60 minutes long. It's on Tubi, and somehow this was brought into the Discord as something that somebody wanted to watch. I think if it's not, I mean, well, if it has no reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, we'll do that. Listed. But if it's not listed, I think that's out of the loop, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's a bare minimum that you got to meet in order to be reviewed by Cinephobe. 60 minutes, technically, I don't even know if that's a feature. I think a feature has to be at least 70, I want to say. Anything other than that, it's a short. So
yeah, it seems like it's not even a TV movie. It's like somehow below a TV movie.
Yeah.
Chuck Strills wants us to go back to theme months. How do you feel about that?
Well, I just like how we've evolved. Theme months was cool, and it was a great time. But I think Daisy Chain, and specifically Daisy Chain, the way we've done it, the way we're doing it now, is the most creative path. I think it's a lot funnier for us, for Mayes to be like, my Daisy Chain is a boy named Robin. That's way funnier than to say we're just gonna do all Batman movies this month or all, whatever. So I'm not averse to it. If you say, hey, we're gonna do theme months, I'll do it. But I think the way we're doing it now adds to kind of the creativity of this whole progress.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Daisy Chain. The theme months were kind of, I felt like we were kind of running out of juice on what to do for them a little bit. And if it's a theme month for an actor, like even if it's Cage or Travolta, by the time we get to movie 3 or 4, it's like, okay.
Yeah, you want to switch it up.
When is Zach going to stop being a terrorist? What do you think? What do you think, Mr. South Beach? Definitely not soon.
Master Dick.
By the way, yeah, Paul Mooney's Wine Pouch is right. Bicentennial is 200, not 250.
Good correction. All right. We've explained Cobra formula. How much do we have to pay to get an episode without supercharges?
We say 150,000 a month. Is that what it
Quite
was?
a bit. Quite a bit. When are you guys going to do Captain Ron? I've passed over it a couple times because it's still a rental. Captain Ron, I forget when I was going to do it. I think I was going to try to do it off of whatever
Which one
there
is
was
Captain
a
Ron?
boat. It's Kurt Russell on a boat and Martin Short and friends. I was going to try to do it this year, but it was a rental. It's still a rental, so I haven't done it yet.
Young
But
Martin
it's on
Short,
my list for sure. Crown Vic says, have y'all ever considered being guests on another pod, all three of you together as Cinephobe? That'd be pretty weird and crowded. So I haven't really considered it. No.
Dude, we have a hard enough time, just the three of us, doing our podcast. I can't even imagine going on someone else's podcast and trying to keep up with all the bits. Our podcast brings it. The other podcast brings this.
If Neary wanted to invite us, all three of us as Cinephobe, he could try that. But yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough as a package deal, as you say.
There it is.
All right.
Just added Surviving Christmas to my official futures list.
And Shaft.
And Shaft, yeah. Shaft's in there too. Deep in there.
Bernard West asked, what episode is the $1 million gun talked about? Do you remember this?
I don't. Bernard, can you give us a little bit more exposition? What is the $1 million gun?
I remember you talking about $1 million gun. I could not tell you.
Is it? I remember talking about the gold-plated AK-47. That's not $1 million though. That was like $1,000 or whatever. They were selling it at the pawn shop by my house. So.
Jacoby Walker says, jump back and forth between Seagal and Neeson movies. What are you trying to do to me, Jacoby? What are you trying to do to me here? It's like, in one hand, you have like a rock to the face. In the other hand, you also have a rock to the face. Hold them both.
Well, it's not the Rock. It's Liam Neeson and Steven Seagal.
That's fair.
Rock someone different. Red One coming soon.
Red One. So I am trying to decide. I'm basically trying to decide for my next pick how to get to either Red One or to Joker 2, because I want to do a 2024 movie. So I'm looking for my daisy chain opportunity, and I'm trying to decide which one, because Red One is on Prime and Joker 2 is on Max.
Yep.
And
Joker 2 is a musical. And buddy, we got to stay away from the musicals, man.
You don't like musicals? But we have such a rich history of musicals in this show. Teen Witch was a musical, kind of.
Technically, yeah, I suppose.
There was 2 musical numbers. Cats. Daisy
a lot of people want
leads to theme months. One of right. I don't know what you're saying.
One off.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Amin?
No, I was gonna say Craven is the other one that people have been requesting a lot, and I'm like, look, I'll do Craven when I do Morbius. Like all of these Sony movies that are Spider-Man movies, but not quite Spider-Man movies.
I'll pick Craven. I mean, my 2024 list is Megalopolis, which I don't think will ever hit streaming. I think we'll always have to pay for it because Coppola owns it. So it'll take a while. It'll take a while for him to want to sell it to a streamer. Red One already hit. Yes, Joker 2 already hit. So that's a couple big ones right there.
It's on.
Borderlands has not hit a streamer yet. That was on my 2024 list. And then Craven. And I think Craven will be on Netflix in a month or two if it follows the Madame Web path.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. But
what else we got?
It's tough. It's tough with the 2024s because we literally have to wait until they hit streaming.
There's a question here. Oh, before we go to that, is the one with Jet Li on anyone's list? That's from eBabbles. All-Star cast for Cinephobe. It's on my list, yes. It's on my list. Let me put that.
We haven't gotten to Jet Li yet.
Let me just say right now, the problem is don't feel any sort of excitement when you hear it's on my list, because my list is legitimate. It's this crazy spreadsheet.
Yeah. How long
It's
is your
rows.
list now at this point, you would say?
Like
500?
100? No,
100?
about 100. Yeah.
Trip TV likes my 2024 list. Yeah, man. I mean, it really comes down to, is it a streamer? Can I daisy chain to it? That's all I got. If that happens, then I'm trying to get those movies done. But unfortunately, the timing on that isn't ideal because then, we're looking at a podcast 6 months after the movie came out.
I'm
Matt
not
Cook
gonna do
wonders,
my
how do I decide which intro to use? I try
I'd
not
like
to
to know
use the
that.
same intro twice in a row. And if it's a super long episode, I'm not going to use the 7-minute intro. Those are the
There's
only
a
real
7-minute intro?
rules.
Which one is the 7-minute intro?
Look out for number
one.
one. It's
That's
Oh, it's Bingo Boys.
Huh.
The Bingo Brigade.
wow. Before 3 p.m., you must have had a great radio sesh, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we got a hard out at 28 or at 58:30. So
Yeah.
here I am.
When's 58:30?
When is 58:30?
Yeah,
It's like
I thought you were doing
minutes
military
and
time.
seconds.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's currently my phone says 14:59.
So 14:58:30 is actually what.
Well,
it was,
14:58:30 on this show. Yeah.
to be clear. Zach, which 2024 movie do you want to do the most? Megalopolis, Red One, Joker 2.
Look, Megalopolis.
Craven.
I've seen it. It's one of the
You
worst
watched
things
it?
I've ever seen. Yeah, I went in the theater. It was just me in the theater.
No Mo Tequila. Huh? Ever since Mo got married,
Yeah, no, that's all of a
You
sudden
lost
you can't
that
hang
one,
out.
man.
Yeah.
you lost your date.
Yeah. I mean, that would be one. It's just unbearably, it's an unbearably long movie. It's nonsense. It's terrible. It's worse than you think. Like, I went in with some of the lowest expectations you can have, and it couldn't even meet those.
It's
If
funny,
I wanted
like
to be a villain, I would say that.
So Zach, before you came on, we talked about Surviving Christmas came up, and
Yeah.
I looked at the cast, and the cast is Ben Affleck, James Gandolfini, Christina Applegate, and Catherine O'Hara. And I was like, how do you fuck that up? And so I think about Megalopolis the same way, like looking at the cast, and it's Francis Ford Coppola. Like, how did he fuck it up?
To me, the best way I can explain the experience, it feels a lot like his version of Tenet, in that in Tenet, look, I'm very on record. I don't like Christopher Nolan, but he does have some good movies. But with Tenet, as I watched that, like, I can think, all right, this guy just doesn't do this well, doesn't do that well. But with Tenet, I was like, oh, this is just Christopher Nolan masturbating as a director.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Francis Ford Coppola was just masturbating for Megalopolis.
Got it.
That's all it was. I mean, they literally break into like just Macbeth for 5 minutes out of nowhere. No rhyme or reason in the movie. They start doing Macbeth.
Not related to.
There's nothing in the movie that makes it. I mean, I don't think Under the Influence helps. I got to be honest.
What was the movie? I saw someone say Armor in the chat, but there's a Stallone movie where he plays like a superhero, and it came out recently in the last 2 years. I watched it, and I can't remember. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, it's like the not the Good Son. That's
Samaritan.
Samaritan. Yeah, Good Samaritan is what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Samaritan.
2022.
Does that qualify?
God, we should.
Samaritan 2022 is. Yep, 38%.
It qualifies. There you go. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think it qualified when I watched it, but now Zach, we got good news, by the way.
What?
The Discord did it. They made Shaft a 40% movie.
How about that?
How about that? I'm very impressed, and I'm very happy.
I love Shaft.
No, well, that's what we heard.
Homophobia.
Monster dick.
Nope.
Sorry,
Zach,
was that the right
also,
button?
there have been a lot of questions about when you're going to stop being a terrorist. There have been a lot of terror accusations.
Yeah. Let me address that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this. I'm about 4 or 5 more complaints about my movie choice away from blowing up all of 2025. I will make it unbearable in 2025.
More unbearable.
you'll be wishing for Married by Christmas and Feliz Navidad. You'll look at that and those are Oscar-worthy movies. You wanna complain about my choice? I will bomb this whole shit.
Here comes the onslaught here. Do it, you coward. Do it, you coward. Bring
Good.
it.
Good.
Call the UN.
Call the UN.
Call it.
Wait,
Yeah.
now wait, is that the Ununited Nations? Is that which is such a dumb name for an
The
organization?
UUN?
Hey,
It's just
we
so
should
stupid.
The UN?
we should get it together to not get together. That's
Oh,
what that means.
wait. Michael Grabowski or whatever the fuck your fake name is, said, so skip Zach picks. Let me read this, all right? I got this DM the other day. Where is this coward? This is also I am okay. Some dude love the pod. This will be the first auto skip stop with the Hallmark. Thanks.
Ooh.
And my response was fuck no.
Oh.
I'll make them all Hallmark movies. He says, damn it, I have to listen now. If you skip an episode because you don't like the movie selection before you even look to the movie, that's a you problem. Don't ever
Also,
threaten me with an auto skip. I could give a fuck.
As long as you
Also-
download it, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
to be fair, there are a lot of people who listen to the episodes without watching the movie. Like
Right.
I get it. It's nice that you guys want to follow up, but like there are a lot of people
Yeah.
who enjoy the episodes.
And then people are like,
yeah, they
wow,
watch the movie.
I can't believe this was such a great episode. Of course it was. We did it. That's what we do.
Kayla Brown says Gay Paul, Just Paul was wonderful.
It's just Paul.
All right. I like this a lot, actually. Lightwork said, have you guys ever thought about drafting and trading picks? You could have a whole 4-week run if you play your cards
Brother,
right, box each
we just
out
did it.
other
I've
of the month.
Been trying. Well,
We just did it, right?
I mean, they don't. There's a timeline issue.
No, we did it. No,
No,
like it
no,
happened.
yeah,
You
please
got
have
the
that.
hallmarks in a row.
Yeah, I guess they don't know what the aftermath is, but yeah,
Well, they know that you swap with me,
right.
and so
Come
my
on.
swap is.
Look, it's
coming
like 5
soon.
more picks I pick, so it's tough.
But I think what this guy's getting at is like, what if we
Did it all
in
the time.
Like for the whole year?
in advance for like 6 months
Oh.
or something, and that
That's not a
way,
bad
like it's
idea.
all the calendar is laid out, and then you say, with my first pick, I'm taking the week of June 11th or something like that, and
It was
then
June.
you go from I chose 11 because I know what everybody's first pick would be.
11-11.
11,
Oh.
11, all the
Oh.
11s.
Oh, well,
Couple of 11s. Cutting it up? I don't know.
it's
that
funny
work?
as Paul Mooney's wine pouch makes that joke with the number 11 in it. Someone asked, when is Zach going to stop being a terrorist? And I wanted to answer. I don't know why I had restraint that I now don't have. I was going to answer, dude, this guy was on United 93. When is he going to stop?
Prove that I wasn't.
Why would one pick be worth more than another? That's a good question, but I'm sure we'd find a reason.
It's a daisy chain, right? Like that's
It's
what it
the
comes
daisy
down to.
chain. It's having
Right?
the
Like,
daisy
so-
chain off of one to another.
Yeah, it's like when you have it's the reason why we got into this trade to begin with is that Mayes was like, oh no, I got the person to daisy chain, a boy named Robin. I need to have this pick
Careful.
right now. Well,
Brusco says, I stopped watching after y'all said go ship and then never did it. I saw that piece of shit of a movie for no reason. I mean, it wasn't a pick though, Brusco.
yes.
Right.
Like, we talk about
Like
things, but-
FCG, maybe.
yes. Unless you hear us say next week's episode
Mhm.
is Ghost Ship, you should never have to watch Ghost Ship.
By the way, just so you know, Ghost Ship is on the high end of the stuff I could do if you guys keep complaining about my picks.
What's on
Oh,
the
wait.
low?
If
Give us-
people
give us something-
complain, they get go ship.
No, if that would be like
The high
one of the
end.
better ones I
That's
could
a
pick.
that's a walk in the
That's
Oh.
a top
park.
tier. Yeah.
That's like, oh, thank God.
That's
Oh,
a
Ghost
thank
Ship.
you, Daddy, for Ghost Ship.
They,
Yeah.
they came up for air, right? Like they're drowning. Zach's drowning them. Then he lets them come up for air like Ghost Ship. Oh. Greatest opening ever.
Ghost Ship is the good part of being waterboarded by my picks.
Oh no, Vince Hyman says Ghost Ship is the best opening ever. Vince,
Look,
maybe
no,
number 2,
it
but Taxi's
blows
always
Taxi
number 1.
away.
No way.
Yes.
Imagine when I
Absolutely.
woke up to me doing his Family Guy Helen Keller impersonation.
Oh,
for
Caleb
Ghost of Mars.
Brown was asleep, and then in the middle of the night, like me getting a tornado alert, he was awoken by Amin's Helen Keller impression on the Big Daddy Mars episode. I mean, Ghost of Mars episode. One of the two. So yeah, I answered how I choose which intro. I rotate them, and if it's a longer episode, you get a shorter intro. If it's a shorter episode, you get a longer intro. Are you going to bring back votes? I mean, probably not. Probably not. You can vote on the Spotify poll.
Yeah, vote on the poll.
Vote on the poll.
Profile. That's great. That's what we want.
It's retroactive, but it's never anything that's going to decide what we do. Again, you can thank whoever is responsible for Hackgate 2022.
Hackgate 2022. What a time.
When will Ike return?
Oh, Ike dips into the Discord every once in a while and gets mad at me because he lost all of his Discord privileges and then says 3 things and then leaves.
I'll let Ike pick one of my movies.
Oh, God, this is like
go ahead.
Go ahead. United Nations. This is the United Nations. Hold on. These are all the worst actors coming together. And like,
as an ally, I had multiple female listeners say, "Hey, I actually enjoyed Married by Christmas. Thank you for picking that." These
Name
men
3.
Suck, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Name 1.
Name 3.
Name 3.
Yeah, because you said multiple, so that gets you to 2.
One was my friend Emily, who listens every week.
One's his mom.
No, she hasn't. I don't think she's listened yet.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one.
One named Jenna.
My friend Mariana posted on the Instagram.
There's 3 right there.
I prefer this to Seagal month.
4.
Vanilla Nice.
Niggas, all right?
Zach, did you see that clip I sent you on Instagram?
Yeah, I responded.
The points guy. I gotta see yours. I can't. I'm using my phone.
Wait. What do you mean? Oh wait, no, I thought you meant the flight attendant.
The flight attendant. That's what I'm talking about. The points.
Oh
guy.
Yeah. I gave it up because I didn't understand what you were asking at first, and then I was like, "What's he talking about?" And then, the guy's name. Well, his name's
Vanilla Nice wants to know what's the Discord. I don't know.
The Discord's the platform where we.
I don't know.
I mean, definitely doesn't know. Definitely does not know. The Discord is what you can get to through the Patreon. It is a server where you can chat with fellow Cinephobe listeners. A lot of them are here. And me and Zach, never Amin. Never, ever, ever. Never Amin. But that's why he found out that Shaft got voted down to 70% or to 40% today, as opposed to a couple weeks ago when they posted it in the Discord.
Shaft usually gets voted down by the sunset.
Monster Dick.
Mark says, whose parent would make the best guess? What movie should they do? My dad has his locked and loaded.
I think
Bill Harper.
No,
Bill Harper's the best. No
chance.
Bill Harper would be entertaining for us. I don't know if he would be the best guest.
No, I think he would be a good guest, but also like keeping his there's gonna be like 5 minutes in, he's just gonna talk like Georgia football recruiting out of nowhere. Like it will be the middle of a conversation, and he just starts talking about Georgia football, and I'm like, this is the opposite end of what we were just talking about. I think Walter would be the best.
Yeah, and he wants to do Don't Stop the Music, the Village People movie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he wants to do fucking Joker too.
Can't Stop the Music, I think is what it's called. And it's never been streaming. And I've always thought about picking it, but it's a rental. But yeah, it's the Village People music.
Are we doing Joker 2?
No.
We're either doing Joker 2 or Red 1. Okay. I haven't decided yet.
We talked a lot about Joker 2 lately.
There's some other options here. People. So Brusco wants my brother to get on. I'm like, I'm not. No, because like Zach's dad, my brother will go off on tangents.
Yeah, that's unlike the show.
And then
Lightworks says Abuela Mija goes into the new glossary. That's right.
Zach, we're trying to figure out what's the new stuff that needs to go in there.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't remember. I have to listen to the last glossary one because I don't remember what the cutoff is.
It's been a while.
It's what?
It's been a while.
It's many Cinephobe years.
The first Blart qualifies, right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm.
You're high. You're drunk.
I think it
Master
does.
On that note, thank you, everybody. You guys keep going. I'm out.
Oh, barely caught 34%.
Jesus.
I can't believe it took.
Mays,
it
take
was-
me out
by
so
the
I
way,
can upload.
6 years in between Blurt movies. That's crazy.
It's a long, long time to decide
Yeah.
you need to go back for another one.
Yeah.
That's wild. You've been blarted. You've been blarted, man. Okay. Yeah, my dad really wants to do the Village People movie.
I'd be into that. I've never seen it.
And
I just
I will-
vaguely know about it.
I will. It's been tough to like figure out what the daisy chain will be for it, and then it's never on any streaming service.
Yeah.
But that has been his request for many, many, many Cinephobe years.
I am trying to make a concerted effort with my picks in 2025, even if they are terrorist picks, for them to be on streaming services.
I am too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always, even though I have been boned quite a few times with the picks
Been
leaving the streaming service, I
Yeah.
at least tried on the front end.
Yeah.
But
I tried
yeah,
recently with whatever I picked, and
yeah,
Good Son, right?
Son, the good
Yeah.
son screwed
Son?
you over.
yeah.
Oh, indeed. Where did the okay?
Mark Ordner, A Considerate Terrorist. I'd watch that movie if you had a movie called The Considerate.
Who's starring in
Terrorist.
the Considerate Terrorist?
Oh, Liam Neeson.
It's Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
Is he the
absolutely.
Considerate Terrorist, or
Absolutely, just like he's the honest thief.
now take it a little further for
Yeah.
me and explain how he's considerate while being a terrorist?
So he is trying to like blow up buildings, like he's trying to blow up infrastructure, but he's trying to make sure the people are out of there that are innocent bystanders.
Okay. And
Yeah.
why is he motivated to do this?
Banking crisis.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can see it now. It's
Mhm.
just got greenlit now that you said it out loud, actually.
He's back.
Caleb Brown says, favorite Cinephobe moments? May's asking Zach what he's drinking. Liquid Death.
You're dead.
I fucking love that drop so much.
Love a visual gag in an audio podcast. Always great. Always works out.
Mhm.
Would you guys refund for a rental? No, because we have to pay for it already. So you saying refund you guys? No. Sorry.
Right. You know what? I will pick a random listener when it's my rental, and I will refund that random listener at least once during 2025.
Alex Stambler, how many episodes ahead have you taped? Right now,
Not
it's
many.
2, but we're recording another one this week. But then it's also Christmas, so
Yeah.
it's just a weird time for that. But usually it's like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
David Sherber, why did Waz not end up doing the disclosure episode?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think maybe because did it get delayed because of the ratings fiasco, or was he not available? Maybe
That's a good question.
it was a while, and then it's very funny to both of us that he ended up on the rewatchables doing disclosure years later. Of course,
was that his idea?
Well, he already did Indecent Proposal, so I think he's carved out a lane
okay.
there of
Demi
sexual
Moore, yeah.
thrillers.
Yeah. You have to.
Anytime you got Waz, you got to
Mhm.
bring him in for the consultation on kinky white people sex.
Yeah.
God damn, 5 dudes. Oh my God, 5 dicks. Damn.
Aaron Patton says we need Mo on the pod.
What did Mo want to do? Didn't Mo want to do
13th
something?
Warrior? Is that the one he wants to do?
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
I'm sure he's got another one that he wants to do, but that's the one I remember him bringing up.
I don't know that I've seen 13th Warrior.
I for sure have not.
I know I've
1 through
seen
12,
clips.
but
yeah.
tapped
After
out
11, it
13.
really just got
fell off.
crap. Like I've seen clips of it. I just don't think I've seen the whole thing.
J. Michael T says we now know why you glossed over the Ian Carmel $170 turkey. Yep, we hit that on the mailbag.
Yep. Why am I
Last
couldn't
Friday?
I couldn't let the news out before they let the news out, you know? An honest podcaster, an honest friend.
Caleb Brown has already bought Gala
Dude.
Walkers.
If I get a DVD player, I'm watching that shit every day. Just wait.
Bring back Juju for Malibu's Most Wanted. Why?
Can't we bring him back for a better movie than that? Why would we do that to Juju?
My favorite was when
I don't find Malibu's Most Wanted charming in the slightest.
It does have our name on it.
To me, it's like I know, but to me, it's another White Chicks. Like I just don't think it's interesting or funny.
Juju, I think Juju, we asked him to make a pick for when he was going to be a guest. And he requested Baller Blockin', which stars Lil Wayne and Birdman.
Yeah. I kind of want to bring him on for if we do crossover. It doesn't
qualify.
Oh.
Because there's no critics ratings and it's at 85% on 250 ratings. So like Juju.
Crossover qualifies, and that's definitely happening in 2025.
Yeah, we can get
terrorist or no terrorist.
I can't believe you haven't done that yet.
There were so many times last year I almost picked it, but I have to pick it this year.
Mays, can you please make an edit of the Anchorman Battle Royale, but with all the rival movie pods? Sounds like a job for the Discord.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Also, what rival movie pods? I don't even know which ones you're talking about. I know the rewatchables.
Yeah. I know how did this get made.
I know Cinephile's dead. So they'll be the guy getting the trident in the chest.
Name me when Cinephile was alive.
I saw today that it's like the second thing on Adnan's Wikipedia, which makes him seem like he edits his own Wikipedia.
Absolutely.
That's the only way that gets up there. Do you ever let guests pick the movie? I mean, we did for a couple.
Yeah.
Beetle picked Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. Ian picked Airhead. I mean, I wanted to do Airheads, but also I knew the connection with that was his first AFE episode was Airhead, so Ian kind of picked that one. Chef Reactions kind of picked Judgment Night, even though it was another one I wanted to do, but I was like, hey, here like 5 or 6. He's like, oh, Judgment Night immediately.
Yeah, we've given them lists to choose from before. Yeah. But in terms of straight up,
Beetle was just outright like, we're doing Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, she asked that well in advance.
Yeah.
Multiple people are still asking for the Bar Rescue podcast. What's that going to mean?
Add me to multiple people.
Instead, they just cram in Bar Rescue commentary to every other opportunity in a group chat that I want nothing to do with, to every episode.
Yeah.
Now Taffer
Taffer's
basically a guest.
It's a great show. It's such a great show.
Can we get a Washington live show on a train?
How are you even going to get us on a train?
Yeah, man. Even if Amin had the same enthusiasm that he did once upon a time,
I knew that shit was fraudulent. I knew we were never going to get on a train.
It was never ever going to happen. Yeah. Let alone binge watch movies the entire time. Crown Vic says, have you ever thought of doing another April Fool's episode and do a good movie?
We regretted it. With The Departed. Yeah, I don't think I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I won't say no outright, but like I kind of regret that we did that. It was fine for an idea, but I don't know. I didn't like the execution.
AJT says we need a Cinephobe channel on Tubi. Believe me, this is
absolutely, that's the goal. That's
an idea that I agree with so strongly.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me why Tubi doesn't have some sort of extended content plan like this, like a playlist of movies with podcasts attached. Seems like a no brainer.
If you can get all of those uninteresting people to go play a basketball game for the Creators Cup on the NBA app, we can get a fucking channel on Tubi. Like, that's ridiculous.
Chase Bauer, how do you have time to watch all these movies, Zach? Do you just watch part of it?
It's the job. My job is to watch shit. I don't like whether it's basketball or movies. Also, it's one movie a week. I can watch one movie a week.
I think he's saying like, have you already watched all the Hallmark movies, or have you already
that's
seen these things?
Years of putting in work before this podcast was even an idea. I've been about that life.
Okay, Aaron Patton with a
Oh,
what was it? A courteous terrorist pick? What was it?
no, considerate terrorist.
Considerate terrorist.
Considerate terrist.
Considerate
God,
terrorist. Aaron Patton.
Don't let Amin see that because he will now start pushing.
Putting this
we
out
gotta
in the
do it again.
universe.
Oh my god.
There's
His
a
obsession
similar
with Schindler's
question,
List.
which was like trying to find it, but do 50%. Would you ever consider doing something like an under 50% month? I did actually think the other day of one kind of like a wild card situation of like 40 to 50% movie, but I didn't float it to you guys, and we have enough. I mean, it's really not an issue of like coming up with enough, and then it would just get stressful trying to decide which one to do, because you only get one shot at it.
Yeah, if you only get the one.
So many in the 40s.
Here's the thing that, because we've gotten over the years, we've gotten so many suggestions of movies that just flat out do not like qualify, right? And we're like, do you listen to the show? Do you listen to what you like, right? And I do fear that once we start making exceptions, like we obviously did with The Departed for April Fools, but once we start like getting into that territory, then I think it just kind of, all right, now we're going to do it more and more. And I like that 40% cutoff. I think that's a good cutoff for like just some shit we can watch.
And it's been proven that we found plenty of good ones and plenty of bad ones. And
absolutely.
like, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some ones that are in the 40s that are tantalizing, and it's especially frustrating when you look at something that was 40 and then you go back and it's above. Like Stephen Bouclade says, has any Cinephobe movies of the RT ratings after being on the pod positively or negatively? Yeah, like Roadhouse and Bloodsport don't qualify.
Bloodsport
anymore.
went up, right? Yeah.
Roadhouse is all the way up to.
I don't think Disclosure qualifies anymore either, because they censored us. They got rid of some.
It went back up, but Roadhouse is a 44.
Yeah,
and then Bloodsport, I believe, is a
43. Maybe
it jumped for sure. So it's like both of those movies we got 48. It's all the way up to a 48.
Oh shit!
So we got in there at the right time, and then and it's usually critics. It's usually not audience, just because those things are a little harder to move the line on.
Right.
But it does happen. Justin Pinkney, Zach, who's your favorite Hallmark actor?
Probably Lacey Chabert. Yeah, probably Lacey Chabert. She's great. I mean, Scott Wolf is great. Like basically anyone who's on Party of Five, like does a great job. This wasn't a Hallmark movie, but this was a Lifetime movie, and I got to see if it qualifies. Jennifer Love Hewitt was in The Client List, which was about like a massage parlor that becomes like a prostitution ring, and then they turned it into a series. But I don't think I saw the series, but I saw the movie, and man, that would be a great.
Doesn't qualify.
Damn it.
83% on 6 reviews. 42% on 500 plus ratings. So I'm sure.
Oh, all right. Maybe
that's
we could
manageable.
Yeah, we could do that.
That's a manageable drop.
All right, everyone, go to the Client List 2011 on Rotten Tomatoes. Start voting it down.
All 140 or more of you right now. If even 10% of you do it, it'll move.
We'll get it down. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll pick it next.
David Sherber, what is the connection with Jake Christie from MC University and Jade? I've been trying to piece this all together. All right, so 2017. Does that sound right to you?
2016, 2017, yeah.
So Jake was, I don't think he was a high school student, but maybe he was beginning of college student, but he was a listener to the True Hoop podcast when it was Jade on ESPN. Yeah. And Jade would give out dings on the Mailbag, but really all shows, but mostly the Mailbag. And Jake, being Jake, kept track.
Yeah.
Did it for a while. Like I think he did it for a whole year.
Yeah.
of who got a ding, how many dings per episode, etc. And then at the end of the year, there was a ding
Tally.
count
Yeah.
unveiling. He counted the dings. So that's the name of the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach put up a lot of dings.
I got cheated. The first go round. I think we all assumed that I was gonna have the most, and then it turned out Jade had the most.
Turned out Jade was self-dinging himself.
Yeah.
The most.
And then Jake did a separate count. I want to say that one was like 3 months after, and then I won. But yeah, Jade won. Jade was the first ding king, and then I was the next ding king.
And Jade that was some incredible stuff by Jade with the self-dinging. He'd give himself like 3 for one sentence.
For nothing. Just for laughing.
He'd be mumbling to himself. Ding. And of course, we didn't know it live. We didn't have this technology at the time.
Monster dick.
So it was all retroactive. And I don't think Zach was. I mean, maybe you listened to some of the mailbags. Definitely don't think you were listening to all the mailbags at that point.
No, not all of them, but I listened to a lot of them. Yeah.
So we didn't know how many dings Jade was giving himself.
Yeah. And then I think that there was an episode, it was after the unveiling. Maybe it was that episode, but after I want to say either Waz or Amin joined late, and we were going over it, and I think they guessed that I had the most, and I responded with "one would think," and that became a little thing for a while. The whole "one would think" saying.
I remember that. Mario. Oh, sorry, I just skipped out. Can we get some more Blobbo movies? So the Blobbo versus Tony Medley. Is he the new Tony Medley?
Blobbo is not, like, you know me, I like a little chaos. I feel like Blobbo is not as controversial as Tony Medley. They both love old movies. They both love a Cary Grant-ass movie. Because most of Blobbo's reviews are now like movies from the 50s and 60s.
Like to get them together, but I do think Blobbo is
what if
now.
Tony Medley is Blobbo?
Yeah, I mean, at night sometimes he turns into Blobbo, or maybe at night he turns into Tony Medley.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Blobbo situation.
Maybe it's Dr. Blobbo and Mr. Medley.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Flip it up, you know. Who's the real host?
Right.
They want another Juju episode. Adam Jameson says, when are we going to bring some of the awards back? Haven't had a Delroy Lindo, Kathy Bates, or Jim Carrey in a while. I don't know that that's true.
We talk Delroy Lindo all the time.
Yeah, Delroy
Kathy
Lindo.
Bates we haven't done in a long time.
Kathy Bates we haven't done. Delroy
Jim Carrey we do
Lindo.
almost every episode.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, like in the Final Destination episode, we talked about how they were all Jim Carreys. I mean, Macaulay Culkin is kind of like too much of a next Jim Carrey to even call out. It's so obvious. But I mean, when you come up with so many awards, it is kind of hard to go down the checklist. And
we're not gonna go through 15 awards.
Not gonna do all the awards every single time.
Yeah. Also, not every episode has every award. We struggle for Lewis Pinnock sometimes.
Mark Ordner says Ringerverse Midnight Boys recently asked how many Marvel movies are better than Dark Knight Rises. So how many Marvel movies are better than Dark Knight Rises, Zach?
I mean, I don't think Dark Knight Rises is very good, but I mean, maybe like Iron Man's good, right?
So one.
Thor Ragnarok is better. Yeah, maybe 2.
2. Okay. There
maybe
you go.
2. I mean, Dark Knight Rises sucks, but so do a lot of those Marvel movies.
Have you put Gleaming the Cube on your list, Zach?
No, I haven't put it on the list, but it's been suggested a few times that I've been meaning to like go into it.
Like Gleaming the Cube, that's Slater. Yeah, it's skateboarding. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a whole genre of like Gleaming the Cube, Rad,
Yeah.
Brink, which was
If we do Rad, we gotta get Skeets on. That's his
And
favorite
then
movie.
Or is it Grind? I mix up Brink with Grind, but Grind is like the 2003 skater movie. Like there's like skateboarding, BMX, extreme sports type
Yeah.
movies we haven't done a whole lot of.
Yeah. Airborne, I want to do bad.
Airborne, right?
That's happening in 2025.
And that's like Jack Black, right?
Yeah.
Been trying to find the story from Reddit that Amin told about his guy's friend becoming a crackhead in the span of 2 weeks. What episode was that? I have no idea. I don't even remember what that is.
I vaguely remember that story, but I don't remember what. I mean, that had to have been a long time ago.
Has Cinephobe reached out to Tony Medley maybe as a guest? Yes, I've sent him faxes. Like I've
Did you fax yourself?
I emailed bloody sweatypalms.net. Stunningly, he's not up on his response time / he has no social media presence. What do you mean have I reached out to Tony Medley?
I'll just go look for a Trump rally in Toluca Lake, and then I'll go find him. He'll be there.
Man, we would love to get Tony Medley on. Would we love to set up his audio? No. Would we have to get him off of dial-up internet? Probably. But that's ridiculous. Bernard West, I've been trying to get a new award going, Deshaun Aston, for when a black does something ridiculous.
What does that mean? Also, Bernard could go a couple of ways here with what you expect that person to be. Oh, I don't know how I feel about any of that.
Gleaming the cube sounds like a sex position.
Only during the day.
Glimmer Man is another. I mean, gleaming, glimmer. I guess I could have done
Gleamer
that as
Man.
a daisy chain. The Gleamer
Yeah.
Man. Rad is what Zach thought Hot Rod was. That's absolutely right.
Correct. I remember liking Rad, but I was also like, I think I was like 9 when I watched it. I don't think I've seen it since.
Okay. Already asked that question. Yeah. What's your favorite episode listening back to of all time?
Judge Dredd was really fun. I re-listened to that like a couple of months ago, and that's a banger. D2 I think is our best episode, so listening to that one again is really fun. Action Jackson's a really fun one.
What's the oldest one you re-listened to in the last like 6 couple months?
Let me see. I think I listened to. Oh, I listened to Double Impact before we did the Rewatchington. That was fun. Oh, Tango and Cash is a fun one that I re-listened to a few months ago. Probably Lawnmower Man. That's probably the oldest one where I'm like, fuck, that's a banger.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
I just think about the director's cut every once in a while. What a time.
Oh my God.
If I had to guess, you've executed under 888.5.
Over.
Yeah, it's over. It's
Way
definitely
over.
over. I mean, that does
Amin alone, you've supercharged 1,000 times for sure.
Yeah, that's because I mean, even if it was introduced 50 to 100 years into Cinephobe, it's definitely more than 10 an episode aggregate. There's no way it's under 888.5.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No.
What sexual thriller will Waz be a guest on since his disclosure appearance was replaced by Valerie? I don't know, man. Waz still has not made his debut. We still haven't figured out which one we want to do.
Someone said booty call. Booty call would be a great episode.
Yeah, that was.
That's
I've
a
been
good
waiting
one.
hundreds of years for Cinephobe to do booty
Yeah.
call.
Some people are saying 50 Shades. Trust me, that's on the terrorist list.
Which one would you start with? Because there's 3.
Yeah, it would have to be one of the sequels.
Because you know how I feel about Dakota Johnson. Feel great about it.
You love her.
I'm a huge fan.
One of the Twilights I would definitely do if Amin pisses me off.
Sky Blue 81 says, what episode are the glossary ones? So there's one episode called Cinephobe Glossary. If you go to the pod and just search glossary, it'll pop up. I also think I might bump it maybe during the holidays. So
That's a good. Yeah. We should bump that. Yeah.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Has Juju learned to open QuickTime? Why is he watching movie files on QuickTime anyways? He's not watching movie files on QuickTime. He was recording his own audio.
Yeah.
That was what that was about. Was I asked him to, hey Juju, can you open up QuickTime and hit record?
Although, to be fair, there was a time you had to watch that shit on QuickTime or on Windows Media Player or whatever the fuck it was, right?
I mean, I have all the movies. I do pull it open in QuickTime to look at this photograph sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, I'll give you listening to this mailbag little sneak peek that look at this photograph will be a video segment next year in 2025. That's
how about that?
That we really wanted to do was so you could look at this photograph along with us.
Yeah, not just not just going to be a Instagram post. It is going to be a product for you separate every damn week.
And not just Amin laughing at something and not describing it that we can't see and you can't see, and
so
that being the thing.
It's incredible.
Pretty good.
As successful as we are with him as a main cog in the machine.
Pretty good visual bit on an audio podcast. What we do best.
Yeah.
And this is from the Discord. We Got a Fled said, what setting from a Cinephobe movie would you like to visit on vacation? As much as I love Action Jackson, I probably wouldn't go with 80s Detroit.
No, not 80s Detroit. I wouldn't mind navigating the old After Earth. You know?
You're out of your mind.
Just see what it's like.
It's the one out of all the movies, that's what you want to go to.
I'm fascinated by all right, here we are 10,000 years in the future.
Plaza Hotel, 1991, Two Scoops McGee and me getting cozy.
I don't want to be there with Two Scoops McGee. Are you kidding me?
Come on, give me 3 scoops. I'm not driving.
You don't want to know what you got to do for 3 scoops, man. That is not okay.
What about the town of Dante's Peak? It's the best place to live. Population under 10,000, 20,000.
I could go watch a painting anywhere.
Man, I mean, I'm trying to. The most exotic is probably like Congo, or maybe that beach that Carl Weathers goes to in Hurricane Smith.
Yeah, or like any of the spots they go to in Red Notice.
Club Dread. That's where I'm going.
Oh, Club Dread. Yeah, absolutely.
The Cinephobe boys go to Club Dread for a weekend.
Oh my God. Amin gets murdered.
Coconut
Pete. We refuse to solve it.
Coconut Pete's paella.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I wouldn't mind Crown Vic. I wouldn't mind going playing Future Sport one day.
Oh my God.
That's not a bad one. For the Fate of Hawaii?
In the down zone, or
yeah, in the no. I got to do it in the arena. Mesdames and Messieurs.
The island from Balls of Fury.
Not a bad one either.
Aaron Patton would like to go to White Man's Burden.
You unbelievable, man.
I would not like to go to that reality. No, thank you.
Oh man. Tough one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. to the Cinephobe Mailbag 4 IV
Yes.
Rocky 4 style.
IV.
Thanks to Amin. Thanks to Zach. Have a happy holidays, and we'll be back for Rewatchington on December 30th.
That's right.
That's right. Cobra. Marion Cabretti.
Holiday. Citrus community.